Hello everyone, my name is Mr. Kozlowski. Welcome to my physical science class for the 2015-2016 school year. I'm very excited to get the school year started. I've had a great summer. I hope you guys have too. If you're watching this, most likely you're a student in my classroom and or maybe a parent of a student in my classroom. So welcome. I'd like to explain here my syllabus and what's going on in my classroom that might be a little different from the other physical science teachers. I teach in a flipped model of instruction classroom, and what that is, I'm going to explain it here in just a few seconds, but understand that now in a flipped model, the direct instruction is going to move out of the group learning space, the classroom, and into the individual learning space, which is the student's domain or environment, usually via video that I create or curate. In layman's terms, basically, students are responsible for the low-level knowledge acquisition, direct instruction, and in the classroom, they're doing more high-level order thinking tasks, which allows me to become a better teacher and get to know the students as well. So if we look here at the syllabus below, here is the definition of what a flipped classroom is. I basically explained that. What am I going to do? I'm going to use technology. I'm going to use video tutorials. I'm going to use online resources. I'm going to use non-online resources to deliver my content, to deliver my basic instruction. And basically, students now will have homework. Their homework is to go out, watch these videos, use these resources, and learn from them in their own time outside of my classroom. And what happens in classroom? Well, that's when I get face-to-face time with my students. And during this time, I'm going to be challenging students with higher level thinking tasks. Basically, they get a lot of practice in my classroom, and it's an active, engaging learning environment. This allows me to be more efficient, effective, also engaging, and hopefully create an enjoyable classroom experience for my students. Again, it switches around the traditional model of instruction of me just lecturing at students while they're in school, and kind of flips that around and allows me to engage students in higher order tasks in the classroom face to face with me, and they can kind of press through those tasks with an expert at hand. This allows for a lot of many different things here. Allows for a more in-depth and supportive environment when they're struggling with their learning. Also allows for me to create a more individualized education for each student, because if I get to know that student, I can see their strengths, I can see their weaknesses, and help them through these high-level tasks. We get to understand the content at a higher and deeper level, and also it teaches students to be more resourceful. I'm going to teach students how to use their resources to be self-directed learners. And then finally, again, higher order thinking skills are going to be needed, because there's going to be a lot of time for discussion, debate, and to view and learn about a subject more in depth. What does a flipped classroom change? Well, again, it changes from being more centered around the teacher to being centered around the students. Again, I am not driving the curriculum. The students drive the learning process, and they have more time to address individual needs, collaborate with peers, and get needed support within the classroom environment. Changes from a more passive learning environment where they're sitting and taking notes off of a lecture versus changing it to an active environment where in classroom we're doing a lot more lab, hands-on activities to learn the content better. This helps them become more engaged in the learning process and truly become a part of a learning community. And then finally, it shifts from low order thinking skills to higher order thinking skills. If you look at the skills of remembering and understanding, those things now take place outside the classroom, and then inside of the classroom, they're applying, analyzing, evaluating, creating, within the classroom. And these are more higher level thinking skills and things that students need to be successful as a 21st century learner. So why flip? What's wrong with how teaching has been done? Obviously, the world of education is changing every single day, and one question I ask myself every single year is, what is the best use of face-to-face time with my students? And to me, that is a question that I've answered, and the flipped classroom kind of answers all those questions that are brought up by that one driving question. What is the best use of face-to-face time? To me, I got to be there for my students to develop relationships with them, and then to help them through the tough stuff. Help them in the classroom, help them succeed, help them be motivated to learn. So that's what the flipped classroom allows a teacher to do, allows me to do that. I strongly feel passionate about that, and hopefully students will thrive in this environment where they have a guide, where they have a support system within the classroom itself, instead of doing complex tasks on their own outside of the classroom. If you want to know more about the comparisons here, here's a little chart you can look at versus the roles versus a traditional classroom versus a flipped model of instruction. So what does it look like now in my classroom? Well, in short, in very simple terms, lectures are now outside of the classroom. They're delivered via video, and now what with homework or labs or application processes, activities, are now all done within the classroom. So that's kind of the basic premise of it. How do I deliver my instruction? Well, obviously there's going to be some technology involved in here. Here are my technology expectations. Within the flipped classroom, I'm going to deliver my content via various media sources. They include Google Classroom. I'll get students set up on that very first week of school. They're going to have to use their Gmail account that's given to them by the school. We're going to use Google Forms, and we're going to use YouTube as well to deliver these videos. If anyone has an issue with technology access, you need to contact me immediately. Not having access to technology is not the be-all, end-all. If you don't, there's definitely ways to problem solve through those issues, and all you have to do is contact me directly. Finally, as you go through the syllabus, make sure you kind of read through what is expected of you. Again, here is a physical science parent information sheet, so parents, please fill this out. That'll help me get to know your students and situation better. And then also make sure I have this parent signature and student signature signed and returned to me at the appropriate time. Should you have any questions, my contact information is above, and I'm really looking forward to a great year in science classroom this year. Thanks.